I am amazed by that. This is literally the fastest I've ever set up any production line by far. Alright everybody, hello and welcome back to another episode on Good Company with me, Spacefish, and welcome back to our beautiful, teeny tiny Good Company, all the way out here in Good County. Well, in the last episode, we have set up, finally and ultimately, our very first production line. We've got things flowing around properly, and well, we've been making our first few calculators. The issue being, thus far, we have not really managed to turn a profit, which is probably in part due to us being a little bit short on a few components, such as LED arrays, apparently, currently. So, we will need to look today at trying to, well, solve that as good as possible, make sure that everything's running fine, and hopefully we'll be able to turn the first bit of profit. Of course, we do have some research going on the side here that does cost us money, but nonetheless, we should be able to get like a little bit of a profitable operation going at the very least. And then past that, we will maybe already be looking at a second product, because generally speaking, I guess we don't have much to do on this one. So we'll see what other options are available. Maybe look at buying like some teeny tiny buildings somewhere that's not all too expensive that we can slap that down in, because I guess this one's already quite full just as is. And, well, then we'll hopefully be heading on to more riches. With that said, though, before we get going, I would say, if you're new around, if you do happen to enjoy this episode, please make sure to go ahead and smash that subscribe button right down below. That would really mean a ton. We have just reached 750 subs on this channel, and the next huge milestone, of course, is 1,000 subscribers. Every single person really does have much fun with that, so thank you so much if you did that. With that out of the way, though, let us go ahead. First things first, I would say, and let the time run a tad bit. We had just set up this chemistry table here, so that should be providing sufficient amount of batteries now. But we do have, of course, that point with the LED arrays being somewhat short, and it feels like this is a constant issue. So I've just seen this. I'm kind of honestly wondering. Wait. But like, I am double wondering about things right now. So I mean, on the one hand side, we've got the topic that this is just a tinker table, not a chemistry table, which doesn't make too much sense given that we're short on LED arrays, and you know. But also, we've got two chemistry tables here, and then one tinker table here on top of things. Did we make a mistake there in the last episode? I'm not quite sure why that would be the case. Because if we do have a look at this, that makes absolute. Where? We're making the Keith 1000. You can see right here we're using one battery stack every 1.5 days. And we should be getting one battery stack every 0.5 days from the chemistry table. So, like, why were we short on battery stacks in the first place? And why do I have 3 tables? Oh, right, because, oh no, don't mind me, okay, so the reason that we've got 3 tables was because we did, of course, have this assignment here, which I guess was us just, you know, producing and selling these things, and well, there's a capacity of like 1,180 of those that we can sell to this all or nothing company, basically. There is actually competitors also selling away, so something to keep in mind. But I guess we would have the ability to also kind of boost that a little bit if we really wanted to. So that's something to keep in mind. You know, we could go and set up like another table or two, try and make some more money off this thing, and then reuse the employees for whatever other production we get going as it's set up. I mean, would be an issue, would be an option, right? So maybe something to be looking at. On the side, we've got this LED matrix that we're researching, so that's cool. The question then being, are we making enough of these? Not really. I mean, I'm kind of wondering why we set it up like that in the first place, because if you look at that, you know, we're not even, you know, close to where we need to be. If we were to build this thing at full frequency, I mean, we would need one every 0.75 days at the very least. We're currently making one every 0.5 days. No, not every 0.5, every day, so that's too little. But the LED array seems to be the real culprit here. Which, if we think about it, makes a huge amount of sense, because we need like 6 every 0.5 days? What? No, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. We need 6 every 1.5 days, which means that we need 2, I guess, every 0.5 days. And one of these is currently a tinker table, which doesn't make much sense, because if we upgrade it to a proper table... Ah, yeah, right, well, we had this little boost, I guess, on the crafting times that we get through all these, like, what were they called? Something new. I'm sorry, I don't know all the names yet, but like these special actions on the zone that we have thus far, right? So I am not entirely sure. I guess we had the idea that these 0.35 days plus the 0.7 somehow would work. Evidently, we're a bit short, so upgrading totally fine by me. And then we will already, I would say, make sure to upgrade this tinker table as well to make sure that we do have the appropriate amount of battery stacks ready to go for the production. Aside that, then, we will have the plastic case here, which I suppose we do need one of those, 2 of those, so one every 0.75 days. Currently making one every day. So, not quite where we would ideally want to be here either. The issue being with that we don't have the assembly table unlocked just yet. So that is maybe something we would ideally want to do. Question being, yes, we would have the necessary points available. That would mean, though, that we don't have any more success points. I did see our happiness of the employees was going up, so apparently when you have rather high happiness, I guess you get some level of success point yield from that, so I would cautiously just go and spend it, because these tables, you know, they're everything in terms of value. You know, we've got the same employee for the same money, but he's producing things faster. So, of course, you know, something that we really kind of badly want, and we don't need the electronics thing yet, I suppose. So we would be going with this one for the time being. And then we will have to hope that there is going to be more success points coming in. And also, eventually, of course, more research points. So, well, that one we're working on actively, I would say. Success points will be a little tougher. That said, though, that will allow us to go ahead and upgrade our workstation, so we will be going to that basic workbench as well. And this should now mean that we do have the right component inflow. So let's go ahead and fast forward this a tad bit, and hopefully these ladies here will be working away at the appropriate speeds now, and not have too many issues coming up. Well, that is, if we do get the appropriate amount of LEDs arrays finally into that shelf. Apparently, we're still somehow managing to struggle with that. That guy just started calculators as well, which is not too great, I guess, for our market competitiveness. We are getting success points back. That's a first positive. Still losing money. Still, unfortunately, losing money, which I do not find all too great. And still, we are flipping short on the LED arrays, which I find quite crazy. Also, interesting bit right here. When we had 1.49 for assembly time, now we're at 1.46. So, I guess that's the workers improving. I mean, that's kind of the only explanation I have ready to go right now. It does feel like they're overall like a little less hindered now, though, in their assembly. They have overall a tad bit more parts. Also, slowly but surely reflecting in the weekly profit. So I'm quite happy with that. Also, alongside, the happiness is going up more and more. So very, very satisfied with that one too. And, you know, we'll be accumulating success points. Not too many just yet, but slowly but surely, I would say we will ease our way into it. So, well, you know, I would say we can take that for the time being and say that that is running quite well. What we would then maybe be looking at would be the opportunity to get into the virtual pet market as well. We do have here, as you can see, one competitor that already has one in there, and they're selling like about, well, 10, 11 a week. There is a weekly demand for 52 though, so there's definitely still a bit of leeway. And we also have the discover new market button. Okay, so this is what we use the discovery points for, it seems. The one thing that I still don't know, though, is how in the world we get discovery points. That would be an interesting one. Maybe when we... See, when we do finish the research on, you know, these components here, apparently that is how we get these discovery points. So I guess it's still somewhat leaning towards the old system that we had previously, right? You know, previously, I guess we had... Did we? How did we previously discover new products? I think, I don't even remember. It's been so long since I discovered a new product. I was thinking it was through research, but it may have also been... No, I think it was previously due to how many products you sold, right? You had to sell a certain amount of the previous product and then you got the new product. So, in fact, not quite what it was previously, but still, I think quite a cool system, you know? You research some stuff and based on how advanced you are, you're able to get more products out there. Seems quite good to me. In any case, though, so that is something to keep on the list for the time being, and we do have some good discovery points, but we also already have some markets to tap into, so it's not like we're totally lost and we really urgently need a product. That said, though, would be cool in the future. Also, I guess one cool advantage from this all is that we can now select which one of these devices we want. If you remember previously, we were already always pressed into one market, and we weren't able to choose a different one. Now we could say, oh, we want like both. What was it? I think previously it was like either pocket computer or game devices. Now we can say we want both. I can say, oh, I would like toy robots and virtual pets. And interestingly enough, that also means that we can go and explore some new products that we haven't built before. So, I mean, toy robots are definitely totally new, but like game devices, I don't think we've done. Multi-cookers we haven't done. Copy machines, computers, delivery drones instead of camera drones, massage bots, I guess we didn't have previously, and a 3D printer is also now an option, which is quite cool. We all got to admit that. But I would say, with all that rambling out of the way, let's go ahead and we'll go and try and tap into the virtual pet market. You know, just dip our toes in and see what we can do. Let's go ahead and create a new product. If you have, of course, any name suggestions that you would like to see, YouTube friendly of course, please feel free to mention them down below in the comments and I'll happily take them into consideration as per usual. So, I would say we make a plastic case. Always my preferred option to the wooden case, you know. Gets us more space. And these drawbacks, well, I don't know how much they're currently affecting us in the game, to be honest. That's something for us to explore. Previously, I have to say I never ever really had any big negative effects from the drawbacks. So, you know, something to keep in mind there for you a lot. Maybe, though, that at this point in the game, they really affect you quite a lot, and as we develop into later stages of product development, we may actually want to be sensitive of these drawbacks and, you know, make sure to get some style in there and whatever. We'll see. For the time being, we'll start with a plastic case. It seems like a decent option. And there it is. Oh my god. My own little Tamagotchi thingy. Awesome stuff. I mean, I would say, honestly speaking, we're starting with, well, it's more or less the iconic design, right? And I always like the orange color combination, I have to say, on most of the products. So we'll go with that for the time being, right? We'll go with that for the time being. Let's go ahead, select some modules, though. Why motors? I guess we just get shown everything. But what we do want, in fact, is going to be display fidelity. And that's the point where, you know, I kind of wish the research was already done and we could get the better thing. But I suppose we may have to start with this again and just do 3 LED arrays like we did for our calculator as well. Style. See, that's what I mean. That's new now. That we get style from cases and it actually gets to be important. So eventually, that will actually be important, which is interesting. Haven't had that before. For the time being, not though. So display fidelity, we'll get to 1.5. And we'll also make sure to go ahead and get battery life to a decent level. That said, I would say a 1 is sufficient for the time being. We would get to a market appeal of 3.7 with a feature value of 2.5, so you've got a good bit of leeway there. Decent bit of profit estimated. I'm not quite sure how many units this appeal will translate to in the end, but I mean, technically we can just very dynamically design that based on the discounts and stuff we give, so I would say let's do it like that. It's already in assembly time at 2.1 days, which, you know, it's quite a lot. We'll finish that design, and that is our Pure Egg YOLO edition. Oh no. Oh no. Ah. Oh wow. So many random impressions, and you guys have no clue what I'm thinking. So first things first, apologies to those that may have already put comments down below for names, because I absolutely just butchered it by finishing that product. In any case, so if you do have like some name that you urgently want, just put it there anyways, and you know, if by the time we have finished the production setup, you know, that gets submitted and I say like, okay, we take it, I'm just going to design the product again real quick so I can put the name on it. But then I had this little revelation with just like pinning the recipe just then, and I was like absolutely amazed. I had no idea that this was an option. A Good Company, look at this. I get to see all the bits that I need. I can even enlarge this and like drag it around, and I get to see all the bits I need for making the product, and like all the sub bits I need. So I could imagine if it's getting more complex, you know, you will have like multiple drop down menus. You can just click your way through and have a perfect indication of what all you need for the product that you want to make. I had no idea this was a thing. This is awesome. Absolutely love it. Chasing carrots. Absolutely loving that thing. But with that said then, I think for the time being, what we will have to do, we'll need a little bit of a company expansion already. 4th episode. Already buying more buildings. The question being, where in the world do we do that? Oh, you know. We may have a little bit of an issue. How do I unlock business expansion now? Can anyone tell me? Because I've got no idea in the world. Okay, so there's also a way to get discovery points and success points. 500 products per year, that'll be a bit of work. How do we get business expansion? This is what we need, right? Or is there... Oh no, there's for sale stuff still. Okay, so I guess business expansion is something else. I've got no clue what it would be, but I'm more than happy that it is not what I was thinking it is. So, we're buying a little barn, I guess, for 58 grand, and this will be our second base of operations then. So, the thing is, honestly speaking, I mean, you can pretty much mirror whatever setup we had here. Because if you look at this, 1 plastic case, 1 battery stack, 3 LED arrays. It's the exact same setup that we have for the calculator that we now need for that product. So, I mean, for us, at the end of the day, it's going to make life quite easy. We'll need, well, 2 chemistry tables, right? What else do we have? An assembly table, well, a basic workbench, sorry. Oh, we can technically speaking just block this thing off. I'm totally fine with that. We've got another entryway right there. Then we'll need courier pallets, 2 of them. Leave some space here for people to walk through. And I guess we'll just go and place like some handheld assembly tables, they're called now. 1 here, 1 there. Then we need some shelves. I mean, that's honestly the quickest I've ever set up a new production line, but, well, you know, it's quite handy if you pretty much just have the same ingredients, and, you know, that's that. I think that's everything we need. Quite sure we haven't missed anything. I am amazed by that. This is literally the fastest I've ever set up any production line by far. Totally recommend it. Very nice and easy. Right, so we will need some LED arrays, and we'll need 2 tables for that to ensure that we've got enough going. Then we'll go and add on a battery stack right there, and we'll add on a plastic case right there. Well, we will, for the time being, just go ahead and select these pure YOLO editions. As I said, you know, if you have any other ideas of what you want these to be named, please let me know, or we may be able to last second change these, hopefully. In terms of logistics zone, did I only have myself here as the employee? No, I've got 2. So we'll be hiring 2 here too. Oh, by the way, thank you so much for letting me know in the comments that you can actually only quick hire employees. Currently, there is no like pre-hiring them with skill sets or anything. That said, you know, these skills, they can develop, of course, and the employees develop. So it's definitely something worth checking back at every now and again and making sure that these employees will be able to develop. That said, we do have a cost there. And I've got absolutely no clue what kind of cost this is and where I get the necessary resources from. If you know, let me know down below in the comments. Would appreciate it a ton as usual. But yeah, so no like special hiring, like actually selecting the people you want to, just kind of quick hire, and then they develop from there. So that said, we'll need a good bunch of new employees. So we will go ahead and hire everyone we need. And I was also told, but I will have to butcher it because I don't remember how it worked. I need to check back at the comment. I was told that there was a way to go ahead and just modify the bits of auto logistic that you want and not have to do, to just deactivate it. I do not remember how that worked, though. Apologies for that. So we will, for the time being, disable automatic connections in this work zone and kind of just do it manually as well. We will, though, in the future have a little look at the possibility to kind of just, you know, tinker with what the auto logistics is already set up for you. Apparently that's not possible, and I was very, very happy about those news. I think it is absolutely awesome. That said, we do need these policies as well. Now, I do remember what those were called. And I guess we had component output, we had module output, and product output, right? Makes the most sense to me. Yeah, cool. So that's... Wait. Did I actually properly select the other logistics zone? Oh, well, we can check it down here. So, yeah. Exactly the same thing. Absolutely beautiful. Now, we will have to tinker with the logistics a tad bit here because, of course, these are not meant to go into there, first and foremost. They're meant to be moved directly to the pallet in the first place. Then... Oh yeah, right, so these are coming in from here, which is totally fine, and we've got electronic parts, and we'll just kind of increase the stack sizes in there, which is something that auto logistics does not do, unfortunately. I would love if we would just kind of try and auto-use all the space and optimize away as you go, but I guess it could cause some issues if everything's already blocked by that, and then, you know, you suddenly just add another table next to it with different products, and it kind of just gets stuck. So... I suppose that's where that is coming from and why that's not happening that way. So, we've got these LED arrays coming in. That's all good. That's all perfect. I mean, the inputs we will need to define in just a second. We've got the battery stacks coming in. That's also all quite good and awesome. This is also all properly defined. The plastic goes in there. The cases come out. They go over there. So that's all the inputs. That's all the outputs. It's all totally fine. And then we do, I guess, also need to quickly go ahead and order some resources. We'll need some plastic. We'll need some electronic parts. We'll need chemicals. Is that everything? We'll buy a good bunch, you know. Make sure to have some extra bits, but electronic parts, chemicals, plastic. That's it. That's the entirety of this thing already set up. I think, honestly, I'm quite amazed by that. We can also just cross-check here. Oh, we can even just check things off. Look at that. Oh, this is so cool. I absolutely love this recipe tool. Awesome stuff. But that is then, in the scope of only a few minutes, already our next production line set up. I love just how quickly that worked then. Very, very nice and easy for us, I would say. And a very nice success for us too. So, I would say, we'll end this one off right here on that note. In the next one, we will go and get to spooling this production line up as well, and hopefully it will all work out fine for us and it'll make us some good money in the near future. So fingers crossed on that end. For today though, I'm ending this episode off right here. I hope you all very much enjoyed it. Of course, as usual, if you did, please make sure to go ahead and smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm, and if you're new around here and haven't done so just yet, also please consider subscribing right down below, as well as hitting that bell icon in order to stay up to date on all the future upcoming episodes. With all those things out of the way though, as usual everybody, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll catch you in the next episode very soon. Ciao.